Apparently people are going homeless, living in storage units, living on the streets, in and out of jail.
I just got out of jail.
Yeah.
I did.
How long were you in there for?
I was in there for 22 days of straight hell.
Days. Was that your first time?
No, I've been in prison twice already.
I'm homeless, and this is how I live rent-free. So I went ahead and cleaned out the storage just so you guys can see the size. I have a 5x5 unit, and with the insurance, it's $71 a month. I got these big blue bags from Amazon. I use about 6 of them, and that's where I keep my clothes and important papers.
So although I'm homeless by choice, I feel completely safe where I live. In order to get into my residence, you have to have a code. And in order to get on any floor other than the first floor in the elevator, you also have to have a code. So I don't have to worry about anyone running up on me while I'm sleeping. Now, this is my routine at night before I go do Uber. Because the business hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and everything locks down, including the elevator, I have to set myself up to where I can get back into the unit once I'm done working. So that's what you see me doing here. I go up to my unit, I put my things away, I come back down, I set up the door to where it does not lock, and also to where no one can notice that it's open. There are other people here. I don't want to jeopardize them. I'll prop the gate open so that I can walk through, and I park my car outside.
Okay guys, I know it's bad. I know the economy is tough right now. I know a lot of people are struggling right now to make ends meet. I know a lot of people are being laid off right now and struggling to find work. I know things are tough, things are hard, and we're all trying to make it work. We're all doing the best that we can.
You can say that again, okay.
But really, living in storage units, is this a thing? Is this a thing now, or has this been going on for a while, and why? And she has a car. Why is she not living in a car? The AC's in the car, the heat's in the car. In a storage unit, wouldn't that feel a little claustrophobic to be in that 5x5 cell? I'd be afraid to get suffocated. I don't even know. It just seems a little bit much to me. There's no insulation in there. The floor, I think, is concrete, and the walls are steel, so it has to be cold in there. I don't know what happened. She said she's homeless by choice. I'm not sure. I don't really know what's going on. She drives Uber. I mean, there are other alternatives she could do. There's shelters. If you don't want to be in a shelter, your car. If you don't want to be in your car, I mean, I don't know. That's just extreme. I really want to know more about her story. Why did she choose to be homeless? What led to her to be in this situation? Why have things gotten to this level? This is extreme. This is very extreme. So let me know what you think. I personally speaking, do you know about this? Is this a thing? Am I just out of touch? Do I not know about this? I don't know. But to live in a storage unit, to me, is a bit much.
So what's your current situation? Are you homeless?
I am. I'm homeless. Just because I'm up here, I mean, I can go home, back to my county, but with the way my family situation is set up, it's just not, it's not good for me. You know what I mean?
You choose to be out here, Phoenix?
Yeah, I mean, at first it wasn't a choice. I came down here for a dude, like majority of us women do, following a man. But now, yeah, he's on his way back to prison, and I'm out here by myself with my dog.
That's tough.
So you came out here for a dude, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a job lined up or anything like that?
No. I just was like, yep, I'm going. And packed my bags, and I came up here, and I've been living on the streets ever since.
How long ago was that?
Last year, I got here in August.
So you've been homeless for a whole year?
Mm-hmm. A little over a year.
And what do you do out here to survive?
I just hustle. A lot of people think I like, you know what I'm saying, do days and all that, but no, I hustle, I make my money, I do what I gotta do. And I don't knock it though.
Is it dangerous?
It's hard, yeah. My biggest issue is just being a female out here. And you hear that a lot, but people see me or see women just in general, and they automatically assume, you know, especially homeless.
Did you tell me that you just got out?
I did, I just got out of jail.
Yeah.
I did.
How long were you in there for?
I was in there for 22 days of straight hell.
Was that your first time?
No, I've been in prison twice already. It was my first time doing that length of time in Maricopa County, and that's the hardest time I've ever done.
Yeah.
For sure.
The county's worse than prison, right?
Hell yeah. It was horrible. It was a hard time. Yeah.
Where do you sleep at now?
Right now I am in a place with a friend, so I guess I'm off the streets, but I'm not off the streets, you know.
Okay. So you're living with a friend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you have to provide an address before you got out?
No. I wrote my parents' address down on the paper when I was seeing the judge, but my PO's aware.
All right, guys, again, let me preface this by saying, again, I'm not throwing stones because I am not without sin, but I will say this. I mean, we all judge a bit, and you know, it sounds like she hasn't made the smartest decisions or the smartest choices and has led her to the situation she's in. Now, again, this is from what I'm gathering here, I'm reading between the lines. You know, she said she went out there and chased a man. You know, if you're gonna go out there and chase a man or you're gonna chase a woman, at least have something lined up. She said she went out there, didn't have a job lined up, just chase this guy. I don't know how long she knew him. Maybe they were together for a while, long distance, and she decided to move there. But the fact that he's been going back to prison, meaning he's been there before, lets me know that maybe she didn't choose the right guy, maybe. Not to say if you go to prison, you're bad. I'm not saying that at all. Or jail, you're bad. But it's like, you know, even her, now she's in a situation where she has a record. So now it's gonna be harder for her to get a job. And she says she's been out there hustling, making money. What does that mean? You know, I'm reading between the lines. She says she doesn't do dates. I think she means she doesn't use her body to make money. And I believe her, maybe she doesn't. And if she did, I mean, that's her prerogative. But it just sounds like she doesn't make the best decisions, and that's why she's homeless. Even though now she's with a friend, so she's not technically homeless right now. But, you know, again, in this economy we're in this world we're in now even, you just don't want to build up obstacles that you don't need. There's already enough struggle going on, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to making money and comes to making ends meet. So to make it harder on yourself by getting a record, by making certain choices, you know, not the best thing in the world. We should all try our best not to put ourselves in situations to where we might end up homeless like this or end up in jail, in and out. And I think she said she's a PO, which means a parole officer. So I don't know if that means she can even move if she wanted to move.
So yes, I am a 35-year-old mother who is technically homeless, living in a shelter. So it's been a little over a week now since I've been here. And when I first got here, I was in complete disarray, complete panic mode. I was terrified and absolutely freaking out because I've never been in a situation like this before. We are in a DV shelter, and I would 1,000,000% make the same decision again rather than staying in the situation that I was in. My kids are happier, I'm much happier, I'm free, and I'm at peace. Now that things are more settled, I'm not freaking out as much anymore. There are some things that are still kind of fucky in the background and kind of up in the air, and it makes things difficult when trying to choose exactly what I should do, but I keep my faith in God and hopefully everything works out. Unfortunately, because of my income, I don't qualify for any types of like subsidized housing. I also do not qualify for any benefits whatsoever. I mean, my kids are covered under my health insurance anyway, but I don't qualify for like food stamps or like low income housing or anything like that. But I was able to take some money out of my pension so I can afford a move. So a move is definitely coming. I have extremely bad credit, so that makes it extremely challenging for me to be able to find somewhere to go. And it's also extremely expensive here in the Minneapolis area, so that makes things a little bit challenging too, because I would like to get a 3-bedroom, but I'm probably only going to be able to afford a 2, which is fine. I'm not complaining. But I can honestly say this has been one of the most humbling experiences of my life. It is extremely clean. It is extremely safe here. It's a remodeled shelter, and we do have our own space. Like I have my own bedroom. We do have a bunk bed. We have a living room. I have a full kitchen, fully stocked. They provide everything you could possibly need. You do have to go ask for your meals daily, so that part was a little hard to get used to. But the good thing about being here is that since everything is handed to you, I'm able to save money, which will be helpful when I do this move because I have to replace every last thing that we had. I was only able to really grab my kids' clothing, so I was able to grab some of my stuff and my shoes and whatnot, but a lot of my stuff has to be replaced. It's not worth trying to talk to my ex to try to retrieve my things because pretty much all the furniture in that apartment does belong to me, but I'm never going to get it back, and you know what? He can have it, and God bless him. Eventually, I will talk about exactly what happened. It's just embarrassing, and I'm not really ready to right now.
Okay, so the reason she says that she is currently homeless, I mean, she's at a shelter, but homeless for all intents and purposes, is because of DV, violence among, you know, your people you live with or family members or what have you, which is, I mean, it goes without saying that's super unfortunate. I'm sorry that happened to her. And, you know, it's tough, especially, again, in this economy, because this channel is about finance. Even though this is a serious topic, you know, she had to do what she had to do. And it sounds as though she has money she's bringing in. And by being in this shelter, it's enabling her to save up that money with not having to spend it on rent, because she was unexpectedly having to go and not just take care of 3 kids on her own, but also pay for rent and pay for food and pay for utilities all on her own. So now she's able to save money by staying in that shelter that she says is remodeled and safe, which is great. So, I mean, yes, it is very tough right now. The economy is very tough right now. And it's the last thing you want to hear about someone having having to be forced to be homeless because of something that, you know, a situation like that. So that's terrible. I wish her the best. And if anyone else is out here in a situation like that, please seek the help that you need. And, you know, with that being said, she said she makes too much to qualify for government assistance. It's like food stamps, things of that nature, which is a pro and a con. It means that she's doing something that at least brings in decent income. So it's just that she was able to make ends meet when she had a partner she was with. Now that she's single, not so much, but hopefully she's able to make that move and use the money to get her and her kids secured in a nice spot. So, I mean, that's what's going on here. There's always different situations. Like I said, I'm curious to know what the situation was with the first person that was living in a storage unit and why she chose to go into a storage unit as opposed to her car, as opposed to a shelter like this. Or maybe there's requirements to get into a shelter like this. Maybe you need to have kids. Maybe you need to have a certain reason why you're going to the shelter. That could be the case.
It's still cold as my baby dad's heart out here. Still waiting on unemployment. I guess now they're investigating my employer. I don't know. I'm tired. The shelter would not allow us to shower every night, so I stink right now. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm tired. I'm trying so hard. I swear I'm trying. And I'm getting nowhere. I'm getting absolutely nowhere. Oh, I don't get income taxes. If anybody's wondering, she could just do. I don't get those. I owe the IRS. I have no money coming in. I have nowhere to lay my head other than the shelter. And I'm tired.
All right, guys, so it looks like when it rains, it pours. I mean, a lot's going on with this poor lady. She's saying that she's at a homeless shelter right now, so she's homeless, and she can only take showers every other night, I think she says, so she's smelling, and so that's affecting her self-consciousness, which I understand. And she also said that she's not getting unemployment right now because they're doing some kind of investigation, so she's without money, apparently. And she said that, she mentioned that it's cold outside like her baby dad's heart, which means that there must have been some situation that occurred with the man she was with, and thus now she's homeless, which hopefully it wasn't a situation like the lady before with violence that occurred. If so, I really feel for her. And you know, she also said that she's not getting unemployment. There's a lot going on. So, not unemployment, a refund check, a tax refund. So like I said, when it rains, it pours, and she's going through it. Like a lot of people are going through it in this economy right now. So I really feel for her. And I don't know, again, I don't know her backstory, just like I don't know the backstory of the woman who was sleeping in the storage unit. I really don't understand why you would choose to do that. But anyway, I talked about that. You know, to me, it always boggles my mind because with everything happening with her, which is bad, and I feel for her, I still wonder, like, why can't you do certain things? Like I say this all the time. I said it before. Every time I go to get gas, I look at the door on the gas station, and on the door there's two sides. Each door has a sign on it. One sign is $16 for, you know, floor staff, people to cook, people to clean, work the cash register. The other sign is $19 an hour starting for supervisors. I'm sure she could get a job like that if she really tried. Or assuming she has a car, maybe she doesn't have a car. So if she doesn't have a car, she can't do Uber. I get that. But she can go work retail. She can go work at a hotel. She can go work at a fast food restaurant. She can go work at, you know, there's so many things you can do if you really want to get yourself out of a situation. Now, again, there's more to her story. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to judge her. I don't have stones to throw, but, you know, I just think there's always a way to get yourself out of a situation. Maybe she just fell on hard times recently, so she's just picking herself back up and building herself back up. Fair enough. But if not, I mean, you can make it work, even in an economy like we're in now. Long story short is, economy's tough out here right now. Apparently, people are going homeless, living in storage units, living on the streets, in and out of jail. For some people, I have nothing but respect and hope for them for the better, like the woman that was in that shelter because of the violence she experienced. Completely different situation. Aside from situations that are out of your control and that you need to get away from, by all means do that. Other than that, as I always said in every video, you have to make smart financial decisions, and that means doing things to avoid going homeless. I mean, duh, that's obvious. But anyways, with that being said, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying this long. If you got any value from the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe if you feel so too inclined, because it helps me through the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, make smart financial decisions.